Hello and welcome to this week's episode of I Think I'm Human Too. I am so unbelievably excited for this week. I just announced this morning on Instagram that I have a second podcast. It is so surreal. You guys, I've said this so many times. Like I didn't just want I Think I'm Human Too or Human Too to become like just itself. Like I wanted it to be a field house for so many different things. And one of my absolute best friends and I, she loves social media. She loves filming. She loves content. She loves being so real, so raw, so open, so honest. And we decided it was time to sit down and make a podcast together. So that's exactly what we did. We are calling it Bleep That Out. If you want to listen, this is airing, I'm filming this right now, but this is airing Thursday. Bleep That Out will already have been out. It comes out on Tuesdays. So you'll see me, hello, it's me, Marshall Fana, on every Tuesday and every Thursday now. So Savannah and I are tackling Bleep That Out together. It is a co-hosted show. It is all about anything and everything. I know Human Too, so like this podcast, if you listen and watch for quite some time, it's way more structured. It's about a lot of different topics, traumas, dramas. I wanted it to feel like you're going to therapy, but like FaceTime therapy with your best friend type vibes. And I love that page. I love this page. I love everything about it, but I did want something a little less structured, a little more fun, a little more for the girls. And Savannah is the perfect partner to go in on that with. And we are so unbelievably excited. Since last week's episode, we have signed a business space, or I have signed a business space. So claps to all of you guys. I wish I could hug each and every single one of you and just say thank you for your love and support. I know I say that every single week, but it's because it is so true. You guys have changed my life, not only in the fact that this is now my business and this is my job and this is my career and I love it so dearly, but you've shown me the community that's out here in this world is so fucking strong. And I am a huge advocate of following your dreams, finding your crowd. I've said that so many different times. You are never alone in what you are going through. Just because your close circle might not be experiencing your current endeavors, that does not mean you are the only one. There is no experience in this lifetime that is unique to your own. I know that kind of sucks. We are all individually unique, yes, but our life experiences, everybody's gone through them. Not everybody, but a lot of people. So I just cannot thank you guys enough for allowing me to have this platform and to grow it in all different ways. I am so excited to have Bleep That Out as a different vibe for you guys to see us in, and just a new light. You guys are going to see Savannah and I at a whole different level. Our first episode that aired on Tuesday, it's airing tomorrow, but I'm talking to you guys like it's Thursday when this comes out. I said on there that Savannah is so professional and like aesthetic online. And I'm like, it's so funny because when you get to know her in real life, she's so different. So I'm going to move on past that. Last week's episode was all about love languages. And I got a lot of DMs asking, is there a specific quiz that I suggest for you to take for the love languages? Honestly, I just Googled it and I can't even tell you which one. I think it was not one of the top sponsored ones that comes up, but like probably right under that. I can try to get a link and I will post it on Instagram sometime this week after Thursday when this airs. Oh my gosh, it's like allergy season up here and my nose is running. This week's episode, it is part 2 to last week's episode. If you are new here, we do that every week. Most weeks, not every single week, but I'll post something on Instagram and I will say, okay, did you watch part 1? What do you have questions on? And I got a good amount of questions this week as well. So I love that. I love that. I love that. I am home alone today with the girls. So if you see them, hear them, I say this all the time. I have dogs. It's real life. I'm never going to lock them up, hide them just to film this. So if you hear them, or if you're watching on YouTube and you can currently see Evie, say hello to the girls. I gave Hadley a bone, so hopefully she'll be quiet for some time. Raphael's hybrid, so every week it kind of changes. And when I film these episodes, it kind of changes too. So, all right, let's jump right in to these questions that you guys have asked us. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet. There's a good amounts, but there's a good amounts of repeat questions. So how do you change how you like to show love to be how your partner best receives it? So that's saying like my giving love. So I give love by acts of service, but say my husband does not receive love by acts of service, which that is actually true. My husband is a quality time person, receiver. And I'm a quality time person receiver. So it makes it a little bit easier. It really starts with sitting down, again, taking the quiz, whether you be doing that separately or together, and just really understanding. I think communication is huge in any relationship, being open and honest and any relationship. I don't even just mean like a spouse and or a significant other. That could be with your friends, your family, your coworkers. Being open about who you are. It starts with, again, knowing who you are, and that's a lot of internal work, and I don't think anyone ever dies knowing exactly who they are, right? We all know who we are in that time of life that we're going through. Like right now, I know who I am. I know what I want to be, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to be able to say that when I'm 50. Who knows? But I think it is really important to the self-care. When you talk about self-care, people think of that as very cliche, right? Or like selfish, right? It's self-care. But I think it's important to know who you are, know what you like, know what makes you tick, because it's our own responsibility each and every single day. If you say something that sets me off, right? I'm at Target and the lady in front of me is screaming about how much she hates her dad and blah, 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 blah. She's going to trigger something in me, right? I just lost my father. I love him dearly. And she's going to trigger something in my heart. That's not her responsibility to know my triggers, but it is my responsibility to know how to handle them. And with my close circle to say it wasn't a stranger at Target, say it was my best friend, right? And she's talking shit about her dad and it internalizes something in me, right? And I could say, hey, you know what? Like, I really understand that you're struggling with that and I really want to be here for you and I want to show up for you in the ways that I can. But with that, you're really hurting my feelings because I just miss my dad dearly and it's too sensitive for me to talk about, especially when you're talking about your father in such a negative manner. I know that we have two different dads. And where I was going with this is it's really important to know yourself and to be able to speak on those things too. So not only know yourself, but be able to articulate how you're feeling. And that'll help your circle know. So where I was going with that is, for example, my husband is like, oh, Kat, like the way you're showing up for me isn't what I need. That would be huge for him to say, right? Because that shows that he knows himself. He knows how to communicate with me. He's comfortable communicating with me. And then we can build a game plan from there. So that would be, I would sit there and I'd say, okay, you know what? Like I show love and give love by giving acts of service. But his is, I need quality time. I need you to show up for me and just be present with me. I need you to turn your phone off. I need you to turn the outside world off. I need you to sit right here and I need you to look at me, listen to me, and go back and forth. Sometimes it's not even, there was a fuzz. Sometimes it's not even saying anything. Sometimes it's just sitting in bed, one-on-one, just the two of us, and dying laughing at our favorite TV show. Neither of us are saying a word, but we're really just enjoying each other's company. I think it starts right there of just asking him, you know what, Raphael, I give acts of service, but yours is quality time. How can I show up for you in that sense? How does quality time look for you? Maybe he doesn't want to sit silently in bed just dying laughing at a favorite TV show. Maybe he wants to sit on the couch and face each other eye to eye. Sit down with your partner and say, hey, like I know how I give love, but I know that your receiving isn't that. How can I help you, which will help me show up for you? And vice versa. You should be able to be like, hey, I could be like Raphael, because his giving is acts of service as well, and mine's quality time. And I could be like, hey, I love that you just did the dishes for me. I love that you took that off my plate. That is so kind, and I'm not devaluing what you just did. But right now, I need you to just turn that all off. I need you to put the chore list away. I know you think you're helping, but right now, I really just need my husband right next to me. Can you please just come sit with me? It is as simple as that. I know that seems kind of difficult, and it could be difficult for a lot of people. It was originally until we got confident and comfortable enough in our conversations with each other where it just became simple. And some days I'm like, Raphael yesterday, for example, spent the whole day doing a bunch of things around the house. He got a whole list of things done. I got my whole list of things done. It was wonderful. And at the end of the night, he was still going. He was like, I got laundry to do. And I said, babe, can we just get in bed and hang out? And that was it. He literally was like, okay, well, can you finish the laundry tomorrow morning then? And I said, deal. Come get your ass in bed. That was literally it. So once you guys get on a same page and you guys are on that same wavelength, it becomes very simplistic. So that would be my advice, is to just sit down and communicate. Okay. How can I ask my partner to work on showing me how I receive love without being annoying? I think that's very good. And I think that's very female based. And I know that sounds kind of bad, but females are really the ones that are more feeling based, right? That's what they say, at least. I don't have any scientific research on that, but I know that that's the main saying, is like, oh, females this, like they're so needy, they're so dramatic. Again, it sits down with saying, hey, I know this is going to sound a little odd because you're a guy, I'm a girl. Like, I just need things differently, and I have more feelings and hormones and emotions, and I absorb things differently. Okay? What's going on? Well, I just started to like kind of think about how I want you to show up for me and how I need your love sometimes. Not all the time, not every single day. And I'm not sitting here saying love languages in any marriage is every single second of every single day, but it's when I'm really down and I'm really needing a helpful hand and I need my husband and I need him in a certain way. And I would say that to them, like, I'm not asking for 24/7 care and attention and gifts and love and quality undivided love and attention and blah, blah, blah. But when I'm really lacking and I need you to show up, can we communicate how I need you to show up? So one, you're not wasting your time doing things that I don't need. Again, going back into the chore list, I think a lot of men think, oh, well, if I just help with the house, that's fine. Well, you're female and your partner and your wife might not think that. Or I have some people in my life where that's what they need. They have everything else covered. Go home and do the fucking dishes. Don't come home and sit on the couch and drink a beer. Like, I need you to do the dishes right away. Like, I've been dealing with the kids all day. I've worked all day. I've cooked dinner. I've done all this stuff. I just want to sit down and read. Can you just do the dishes? Everybody's love language is different. But really, again, sitting down and just taking one for the females and saying, I know that you might not understand what I'm saying just because I'm female and you're male, or you think a certain way and I think a certain way. We don't have to think the same way, but I don't want you to continue to waste your time showing up for me thinking you're doing the right thing when it's not being reciprocated or received on my end very well. Can we figure, like, I know what I need. Can I say that to you and see if like maybe we can come to terms and to an agreement of like, when I say, here's my word, like, here's my code word, giraffe. Giraffe means I'm drowning. I need you to help out where I've said. You don't need to say giraffe every single day, but every few weeks, every few months, every few days, every few hours, who knows? It depends on your own life. Giraffe, okay, he knows to step up. And vice versa. Again, you have to, this isn't just for, I'm not speaking just for the females, but I think when you sit down and you have that conversation with your husband or your partner, you're going to be like, well, this is a little awkward. And it is. Every conversation in any relationship's a little awkward when it's your first. But I think just saying that and just saying like, sometimes I'm a little cuckoo and sometimes I need a little help. Can you help me? And if he can't understand that, I think that's a different conversation because that scares me. What do you do if your partner doesn't know how to fill up your love tank and vice versa? Again, same thing. You guys need to sit down, take the quiz together. There's a book on it. It's called The 5 Love Languages. I think it's very important for people to read. Maybe one of the two of you reads it and picks out some pinpoints that are very important, and start there. It goes back into just sitting down and having that communication. Take notes on it too. Has your love language ever changed? I feel like mine is, and the confusion is unmatched. Everything in this life grows. Everything. That is the whole point. There's flowers that even grow in the mud, right? You are always changing. You're always evolving. I don't like the word change, but I think I need to get over that for my own mental sake. Everybody changes. Life changes. The world changes. You paint your walls. That changes. It all boils down to your communication, saying like, I used to really value our quality time, but right now in this season of life, I really need some acts of service. I need some help around the house. I need to just change things up right now because I need new needs. I have new needs, right? And it also could be one day where you're like, you guys are 50 years old, you've got the kids out of the house, you've got all the quality time in the world. Now you're like, we've got money, we're more stable. You know what? I want you to start showing up with flowers every once in a while. I want you to bring that love back in a new light. That doesn't mean that I still don't enjoy our quality time, and it doesn't mean that I still don't appreciate you doing the dishes when I need some extra hands around the house. But I love that you once in a while think of me. You bring me some flowers. You stop by on your way home from work and you pick up my favorite cake for us to eat at night. That's a way of giving a gift, right? That's a new change, but each and every relationship is going to change. It's going to go through seasons. It's going to go through some brutal seasons. It'll go through some beautiful ones, and just communicating like, this is what I'm needing right now. Again, communication is really the big word that I keep saying, but I really do believe in that in every single relationship. And if you're in a relationship where you can't sit down with that person eye to eye, that's got a lot to say, because there's a reason that every single person says that every single relationship succeeds on communication. There's a reason for that. So if you're sitting down with your partner and they're like, yep, nope, don't give a fuck about what you're saying, shut up, like, I can't believe you're even bringing up this stupid cliche dumb shit, like, well, that's a concern. So I don't know. I think that maybe you need to work on some communication. My love language is gift giving / receiving, but I feel materialistic when I say that. I don't think you should. I think if you are expecting, that's different. Again, it could start with just simple flowers, but I think it also does explaining to your person, hey, this is just how I absorb. I love gifts. Maybe try and figure out why that's your gift. Maybe it could be when you were a kid, your mom gave you gifts all the time, or your dad came home with flowers for your mom all the time, and you saw that as that's the way you need to be loved. And that's okay. Don't say that that's bad. Don't feel bad about it. Again, communicate and say, it could be as simple as showing up with a Starbucks on a Saturday morning before I wake up. I love that. It means you were thinking of me. And maybe say it of that, of like, you thought of me when you saw this and you gave it to me. Some people need that. Some people love that. It goes back into, remember the days like when you would hear a song and you would send it to your high school crush, you'd be like, thought of you. You know, like that's a gift. It's free, but it's like, I'm thinking of you when I heard this or when I saw this. I bought this for you. It would obviously depend on your tax bracket because you might be a gift receiver or giver and you guys are pinching pennies to make ends meet. I don't think you should hold that against your person because obviously times are tough for everybody in different times. And if you just say like, it could be something small, like when you think of me, send me the song. When you're thinking of me and you saw a pink flower while you were on your way to work or you were on your way to lunch at work, take a picture of it and send it to me. That is a gift to me in my eyes. It could be something simple of just getting a picture frame and getting your favorite picture of us printed and give it to me. That's a gift. But just say that. It depends on what your level of standard is. And if you're one of those girlies that's like, I need a car bought for me every single birthday, I love that for you. And there's a guy out there. There are a lot of men that love to provide gifts. There are a lot of cultures that only give gifts. So they're out there. They really are out there. Don't feel like weird for that. Just articulate what your gift looks like to your partner. Do you ever feel like every love language is yours? Again, yes. I do think that there's different times, different seasons where you need different things. So let's go back into when my dad passed. If you've ever lost anybody, the first thing people ask you is, what do you need? What can I do to help you? Can I bring food over? Like, what can I do to help? In those first few days, I didn't know. So when anyone ever asked me that question, I was like, I don't know. Like, thank you. I'll let you know. We don't know what to say. We're not focused on who's going to do my laundry. I'm not focused on the next meal I'm going to eat. I'm focused on what the fuck my life just shattered. In that moment, my receiving is quality time, but in that moment, I needed people to just show up and just do stuff. I needed things to just be executed because my brain could not compute. That is where I'm saying every season is going to bring different things, which is going to change how you need things. That was where my friends and family knew to just step up. They showed up. And then there was times where it was like we all showed up and I didn't need anybody to do anything. I didn't need someone running to do the dishes. I didn't need anyone to take the dogs out. I didn't need anything, but I just wanted everyone to sit and just hang out with me. I needed that. I needed to be told. I needed words of affirmation. I needed, hey, it's going to be okay. Like I needed the encouragement. You know, every season's different. Just understand that. And also this is exactly why I think it is so important for your spouse, your significant other, your partner to be on this board with you because they're going to understand it when they take their own quiz. If they read that book, Raphael, I know he's a great, amazing human being, but he's also very understanding of these topics and he loves to learn. He might at first be like, okay, this is kind of cliche, but he'll read the book because he wants to know where my brain is. He wants to know, okay, why, right? And so he'll sit down and read a book and he'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense why she thinks that way. And vice versa. I love to know how his brain ticks. I ask people all the time, like, I like to get to know people, even if it's a coworker, because I want to know how to be there for them and why they're acting like this on this random day. And I'm like, oh, okay, it makes sense to me, right? I think it's important for your spouse to know both parties and be like, why does she care so much about love languages? Because they do change. I do think every person has all five. Like when you take the quiz, every person scores in not every person, but almost all people, 99% of people, that's a random statistic, don't quote me on that, but 99% of people are going to have at least one in all five boxes, right? It just depends on the day. It depends on the mood. It depends on your hormones. It depends on the life. It depends on the seasons. It depends on, did your dad just die? Like, it all depends. But you're going to know, most people are going to top in one. That's like the one that you can almost always guarantee. If I show up for my husband like this, that'll be a gold star for me. But I can also understand where he's going through something different on a different day, and I can show up in different ways. Look around, read the room, read the surroundings. Like, you know what? I really need to step up for Raphael because he's swarmed at work. He's really stressed out. I can see that his tasks are piling up because just personally, we have Raphael tasks and Catherine tasks in the house, and I can see Raphael's backed up. Okay, well, let me help him there because I have the time today. My mental state is good. I feel fine. My lists of things are done. Raphael's at work and is busy. Let me help him out. I think you can never go wrong just showing up for your people. I also think you can never be wrong showing up for your people, and sometimes the way that you think is best. Because even if it's just a helping hand or a friendly smile or a quick check-in, whether that's a FaceTime, a text message. I know one of my girlfriends is huge in affirmations, and sometimes I'm always like, or not always like, but sometimes I'm like, thinking of you. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Just know you're killing it. I see all you're doing. You're not forgotten about. Keep pushing. Maybe that made her day, like she could be crying. It's simple as that. Okay, this one is a little personal. Give me a second. I need a drink. This week, Alani sent me their Witch's Brew. It's their new Alani flavor. It's actually really good. I'm getting like caramel appley vibes. I saw that on the box. I think it's because it's like their Halloween edition, but it does actually taste like a little bit of caramelly, appley vibes. Do you say caramel or caramel? That was very random. Okay, how to balance your love languages with your current partner when you have trauma from an ex-partner. Example, my partner's current is physical touch, but I've been with an I've had physical abuse in the past. Okay. You're really going to have to just let all the demons out of the closet with them and just say, here's what's up. I also think if you're currently with the right person and this partner is for you for life, they should understand and they should try to help. Raphael and I talk about exes all the time in senses of not like, oh my God, like my ex did this. Let me gossip with you. It's like, hey, this happened to me in my past and an ex did this to me. And like, you're kind of setting off a trigger for me. I want to work past that because I don't even want my ex to be present in my marriage. Like the fact that I'm even having to bring up an ex-boyfriend right now is embarrassing, right? But it's real. It's true. And it can only better me and my husband if I communicate with him and I tell him, right now I'm struggling with this because you're bringing up this for me. It's not a cut you caused. It's no longer still bleeding, but I still feel that cut. I see that scar. And right now you're getting really close to that scar and I don't want to open this scar and let it bleed on you. So how can we come together, mend the scar, let the scar continue to be a scar, not cut it back open, but also for you to not cut your own cuts on me for a new scar, right? Because I don't want you to hurt me the way that somebody else has hurt me, but I also want to love you the way that you deserve to be loved. So how does that look for you? And how does that look for me? Vulnerability is so vulnerable. It is so uncomfortable, but it is so important, especially when you are with the right person. I will say there are a lot of people that are out there that are vulnerable to their partners and with a partner that you might trust, you're vulnerable with, and they use that against you. That is not okay. I want to reiterate that. That is not okay. If I told Raphael something really important and really deep, really vulnerable, really personal, and he were to use that back at me in an argument, I am not okay with that. And I will call that shit right away. I said, you are using something against me in a time that, one, it does not even matter, and you're being malicious. That has happened one time in our relationship. It was very long ago. It was before we were even engaged. And right away, that said to him, he was fighting dirty because I think he was used to fighting dirty. I was the exact same way because we were with the wrong people. We have never had that issue since. But I think it's because we're with each other and we're with the right person for each other. Of like, he might have done something in the past. I'm not going to bring that up and use that against him in an argument just because I want to win the argument. That shit's petty. So if you're being vulnerable and your person uses it against you, they have one strike in my book. In my opinion, if you're asking Catherine Ebbs, they have one strike. If you use that against me, you're done. You have one time, and I'm going to call you on it one time. This is going a little off topic, but that's something that my family does, and I've done. That's where I've learned it. I learned it from family, and I do not agree with it. People still to this day in my family do that. They bring up things from my past. They bring up things from when I was 16, 18, 21. That's not me. I'm talking about me, myself, and I today. I'm talking about you, yourself, and you today. And if you're bringing up anything else, especially vulnerability that I've confided in you with, no. So I wanted to say that for the simple fact of it is so important to be with the right person who respects your life experiences. Everybody has them. Everybody's are different. Raphael's gone through shit that I've not gone through. I would never be like, oh, you did this and this is why your mama didn't love you. Actually, I do say that. I'll be like, that's why your mama didn't love you, like as a joke. That's a total joke that we say between each other. But I would never be like, oh, like your mom did this to you because I don't know. I'm just pulling shit out of the air now and it's stupid. So yeah, there's that. Again, if there's something that you've expressed to your partner, make sure if you've expressed something to your partner, they should reciprocate it and they should try for you and you should try for them as well, especially in that scenario. If you've been through physical abuse, he needs physical touch. You guys got to come to, if he's the right person and you're the right person for him, you guys got to come to an agreement on how that looks for you. And also, I might think of, there's actually physical therapy. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, where there's like trauma releases in your body after physical abuse survivors that I don't know much on, but if you want to do research on your own, I do think you should do that. I've seen some stuff on it. I have not done any research and I don't know if it's local to us. But I think that might be very helpful. Do you think that love languages can help heal wounds / traumas? I do. I believe that as children, we don't know what our love language is, right? That's kind of where we're forming, we're learning. Even your teens, you get into your first relationship. You're forming, you're learning. You get into your 20s, you're in college, you're forming, you're learning. Your life is changing, right? Evolving. Your body, your mindset is still processing and growing and firming up to be the future of yourself, right? And I think as children, especially when this is going to get into kind of like, what is the word? Theoretical. Back in the day, mental health was not really a thing, right? Like they didn't believe in it. Even my dad, before he passed, he did not believe in like medications. If you're depressed, why are you taking depression medications? Like go outside and feel the sun on your face and enjoy the weather. Go do something fun. Well, that's not everybody's answer. I think the older generations, especially like our parents, right? I don't know what age you are, but I'm in my 20s and my mom is just now starting to understand like mental health is a real thing. Self-care is a real thing. She didn't know what my fucking love language was as a kid. She didn't care. Not that she didn't care, but it just wasn't a thing. Nobody talked about it. It's all this is new, right? So I think when you start to know yourself and love yourself, one, you're solving and healing so many of your own wounds there. Whether it's other people causing those wounds, your parents, an ex, friends, teachers back in the day, you are healing yourself for yourself. I really firmly believe in self-identity, self-care. I think it starts with us. I've said that so many times. You got to know who you are. You got to be who you want to be for the person that you're looking for. I could be out there looking for Raphael, but am I working on myself to be the woman that Raphael wants, right? Say like back in the day when I was single. I remember thinking, what is what I'm looking for? And am I who I'm looking for? Am I who they're looking for? It starts there. Start solving your own stuff. Go to therapy, talk it out, get self-help books, really do the hard work. It's nitty-gritty. It's scary to stare at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm fucked up. Like I've been through some shit. Like I've been through some traumas. Like this shit sucks. Why does my brother not had to go through this? Why is my best friend living their best life and this is what I have to go through? It's hard, but we are responsible for ourselves. I can't look at my mom and be like, you didn't give me enough quality time as a kid. That's not true. But like, for example, I can't be like, you didn't give me enough quality time as a kid. Like you showed up for everybody else, but not me. Well, it starts with learning right now. How can I show up for myself? How can I give quality time to myself? What does that look like for myself? What does that look like in my partner? What does my partner need? What do I need to show up for them for? Because I feel like that's so healing in and of itself. Being your own best friend and being okay in the shoes that you wear and being okay in the feet that you stand on, being okay in the head that you can't escape, that is so powerful. I've said that so many times of working on yourself is so fucking important, you guys. That's why I believe the single people that are out there can change the world. The powerful couples that know themselves, they're grounded in themselves, they know each other, they've become one. They're fucking powerful. There's so much beauty and power in so many different things. I think we're we're kind of lost is there's so many unhealthy relationships out there where he's better as his own, she's better as her own. They're together. They're fucking it up for each other. They're damaging each other more. And they've got kids and they've got a marriage and they've got a life and they're all intertwined and they've got a dog. But at the end of the day, they're just not meant for each other. I believe in divorce. I know that sounds fucked up. I don't believe in divorce for Raphael and I because we came into this marriage knowing divorce does not happen. But we built such a solid, strong, why did I say found? We built such a strong, solid foundation. There it was. That was where my found came from. Knowing we are going to make it through absolutely fucking anything. A hurricane or tornado, our roof coming down, my dad dying in our first 5 months of marriage. We're going to make it through because we chose that. I don't think a lot of couples do that though. I think people are now finally starting to say, you know what? I want what's best for me. So if you're in a relationship and you're in a marriage and you're like, damn, this shit sucks, but like I married him, I married her. I believe in divorce. I believe in putting in the work, but if you know and you've come to a standpoint where you both are like, we're not with the right people, but we love each other, it's okay to take a step back and say, you know what, I need to be better for who I am for the future. I need to heal what's happened to me. And I guarantee you, your person is out there. I really do believe in finding, I know that I just went on like a totally different rampage, but I do think that these can help heal your traumas, your wounds, but it all starts with knowing yourself, knowing what you want from this lifetime. We only have one life. I know that's very cliche, but if you're not happy and feeling fulfilled, I really wish, that's all I wish for you is to be happy and fulfilled in this lifetime. And if you're not feeling that, put in the work to get there. Talk to your partner, communicate with your partner and say, hey, like, I'm not feeling this. I really need your help. If they don't help, you guys come to an agreement to take the separation. I say do it because you only have yourself. You're born with yourself. You die with yourself. I want you to be happy with yourself. I want you to be proud of who you want to be in this lifetime. I know that's very cliche, but how to learn to give your partner their love language when it's not one of your own. Sit down with them and say, I love that you know yours. How does that look for you? Starts right there. How does that look for you? Raphael's quality time. We go back into the conversation right at the beginning of this. Quality time. What does quality time look for you? Okay, I know it's quality time. What does that look like? Sitting in bed laughing at a TV show? Cool, we can do that every once in a while. You pick the TV show? Cool, love that. Is it driving around in the car just blaring our music and taking an hour out of our day every week? Cool, I love that for you. Is it just sitting on the couch talking one-on-one, no phones? I love that for you. Is it playing sequence? I love that for you. What is it? Is it going and walking the mall and just shopping and window shopping? I love that for you. I love that for you is my favorite thing in case you guys didn't know. How to meet in the middle. Again, you have to just sit down with each other, look each other in the eye, take the quiz together. Maybe it's sitting there and being like, okay, Raphael's sitting right here. I'm sitting here. We're going to take the quiz together. We're going to get our answers at the very end. We're going to have a little notepad. We're going to write down what the 5 ways to show up for me look like. He's going to write down his 5 and we're going to meet in the middle. He's going to say, you know what? I really want to drive around for an hour each and every single night. That's my one-on-one time I need. And I'm going to say, you know what? I love that. I agree with that. I can't do that every single night. Can we come to an agreement? Yes. Okay, mine's going to be, I need gifts. Okay, well, Raphael's going to say, well, what does that look like for you? Well, a gift could be just a photo. You send me a selfie when you're at work and you say, miss you, love you, thinking of you. That's a gift. It could be on my birthday, I expect a very large gift. I want a gift. I want a new designer purse. I want you to save for that all year long. I don't need a gift any other time, but my birthday really matters to me. Okay, cool. It could be, like we're going to continue our grind really hard and we're going to continue to save and I want you to buy me a car. I know that sounds crazy, but that's a real thing. People can really do that. You got to have some sacrifices, right? Where you say, you know what, okay, what is the car that you want? What's the car payment look like? Okay, once I know that, well, then he's going to sit and Raphael's going to crunch some numbers and he's going to say, okay, I can afford this car if I save this much a month. What can we cut? Oh, I smoke cigarettes. You know what? Because my wife matters to me and she really wants that. She wants that next year. I'm going to save up and I'm going to quit smoking cigarettes. Raphael does not smoke, by the way. I'm just using elaborations. And he buys me a car one day. It could literally be from free to 50K. Like, it just depends on what it looks like for you. Gift receiving is not for me. But I wanted to kind of give an example for something other than quality time and acts of service, because I know I've spoken on that a lot. I hope I answered some of your guys' questions. There was a lot of repeats, so I kind of was just reading through, and I just cannot say enough. Communication, again, that's not just for your partner. That is for your friendships, your mom, your siblings, your best friends, your coworkers, your boss, really just saying and being open and honest with these people. And I might just be blessed with a really deep circle. My circle is exactly what I could have imagined. I could have not picked better people for this circle to be in. And I even mean that due to like even just my agency. I am a firm believer in like what you put out comes to you. And it's not even like it's energies, manifestations, prayers, like whatever you're putting out there is going to come to you. If you're constantly putting out negativity, you're going to get some negativity, right? I feel like I was in a really negative rut for a while and I was just getting more and more negativity all day, every day. And I was like, you know what? It starts with me. If I'm in a negative mindset, negative mindsets are going to find me. I feel like ever since I've dug myself out of that rut, I've started to see a lot more positivity. But my circle started with Raphael. When I found the person that I was truly meant to be with, my life changed. My friendships changed. I am no longer friends with the people that I was friends with before Raphael. It wasn't Raphael that changed that, but it was my mindset that changed that. And then I found the king to my castle, right? So then I started finding my best friends. I started finding the people that I wanted to be in that castle with me, the solid foundation. It even boils down to my agency now. I've said this so many times, like I've worked with others, managers, and I've had other agencies reach out and just something didn't feel right. And then it was like my agency came along and it was like, I feel like they're truly my family. I can go to them with anything. I could say anything. I can be myself with them. I can really be in a negative rut and they will still pull me out. They'll still help me through the things. That's even like, those are my coworkers, right? But I was manifesting, I was praying for, I was working towards, I was building myself to belong in that family. I was building myself to belong in that agency. I was building myself as a wife to be the wife to the husband that I needed. Raphael came. I was building myself to be the daughter that my mom needed. My mom and I are now best friends. Like I was putting in the work with myself. I've put in the work with myself to be the best friend that my best friends need. I have the best friends that I need and they show up for me when I need them to. And it starts with just knowing yourself, knowing your love languages, knowing what makes you tick, solving your own traumas, being able to sit with yourself and stare at yourself in the mirror and be like, you know, I've been through some shit, but I'm still proud of myself. I've got this. I can do this. I cannot reiterate enough. And I'm just going to continue to say this. This is like me preaching over and over and over again. But I think your life will truly change when you figure out what you want to be in this lifetime, who you want to be, what you want from this life, who you need in your circle. And I really am proud of myself for building my community, my circle. I love them all dearly. I love you all dearly, even as followers, right? You guys are just a number. You guys are just a username. But when I meet you out in the world, you guys are people that I want as friends. Like, I'm not like, oh, that girl was kind of weird. Like, I love it. I love it because that tells me what I'm putting out there is building a community that I'm proud of and that I would want to be friends with. And I'm excited to meet in person. That is so huge for me to say. And I love that. I'm going to end this episode because I'm just going to go in circles and I'm going to get all preachy on you. I am expecting my mother in town. She's coming this weekend. I'm so fucking excited. She's going to spend the week here and then she's going to New York with me. So this is on my personal level, Catherine Eves page. I've been posting some TikToks recently. I've been building my mom a new little wardrobe because she's been just not happy with what she's been wearing. And I think she's just gotten so comfortable. So I posted some videos. Stay tuned there. I know that was very random, but stay tuned there because I'm super excited to do some try on hauls with my mom, make her try some stuff on, get the feel for what she enjoys. We're going to do some shopping. So stay tuned for that next week when she's here. That'll be all on my TikTok and on my Instagram. New York, we are taking the podcast to New York. I'm so excited. Both I'm Human Too and bleep that out. I literally just had a brain fart. I was like, what is it called? So Savannah's coming with us to New York Fashion Week. Bleep That Out is getting filmed in New York. I Think I'm Human Too is getting filmed in New York. So we got some fun stuff coming. So be prepared in the next few weeks to not see this scenery because we will be in New York. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Anywho, I love you all. I hope if there's anything that you could have learned from this episode is to stare at yourself in the mirror and put in your own self-worth. Put in your own self-work. Put in your own self-help. Put in your own self-care. Get you figured out because once you have you not all figured out, not to 100%. No one's ever 100%, but I know my core values. I have my top 5. I look for my top 5 in my husband, in my best friends, in my children one day. I'm going to show up for them the way they right. Okay. We're going to end this. I love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Happy Thursday. Happy almost weekend. After this, actually, it'll be Labor Day when this comes out. So happy Labor Day weekend. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive. I'm very serious about that. Do not drink and drive. Take all the pictures, all the videos. You never know when you're going to lose someone, and you want to have those videos, those memories, those pictures. Put in some work, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.